That got y'all over here today.
Okay.
I love her work, and we're gonna try to promote her.
Yeah, that's what's up. She's been needing some promotion. She's been doing this
So
for some
when
time.
we get started, Sarah, let me be over for her.
One time in high school.
Are you nervous?
Nah. Just a little for the first minute.
Like I tell my client, tell the truth, and you ain't got nothing to worry about. You can do that, right?
Yes, of course.
So what we're going to do, Miss Alicia, kind of like what I told you, we're going to start off talking about your journey as an artist, you know, what you've learned and where you've been and where you want to go. And then we're going to showcase some of your work, and we want people to know how to get in touch with you to buy some of your work if they're interested. So that's the plan. Okay, so I guess what we ought to do is move those to the back. So we'll
Yes, indeed.
Children. So if I was to say, tell me about what's going on in this painting, you would know?
Yeah, I can tell you what's going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, we've got the little,
The titles.
yeah, little, I gotta get more clear.
Himba.
Huh?
Himba, and I want to make sure I say it right. I don't want to say
Himba.
I don't want to say the wrong name, and someone up there be like, "That's not how you pronounce that."
Okay. All right, and so, but you don't need to. For viewing at the Black Heritage Gallery at Historic City Hall on Ryan Street. And so if you get an opportunity, I really do recommend that you go by and you check out this exhibit in person for yourself. So, Miss Alicia Johnson Black, welcome to the Delta Law Info Show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Miss Black, we really enjoy our audience a little bit of background information on who Alicia Johnson Black is.
Okay. Well, I was born and raised in Opelousas. I went to McNeese. I graduated in art with a concentration in painting. After that, I moved to New Orleans. I'm a Jackson Square artist, and I'm also a high school art teacher. And I'm also married with a little girl.
And so when you say a Jackson Square artist, you're meaning that you're one of the ladies that when we are tourists in New Orleans and we're walking down Jackson Square area, we can see you with your colors and your canvas and your pastel doing your thing.
Yes.
Now, Alicia, do you do portraits of people who come in randomly?
Not on the spot. That's something that I wish I would have learned or invested more time. I had a professor, he suggests I go in the park and just draw people. But I didn't do it. But if you give me a picture, send it to me, then I can have it in less than a day.
Okay. So if I kind of read between the lines, if I understand what you're saying, is that portraits can be really difficult and it's hard to get them right when you've got someone sitting there waiting. Is that right? Or no?
Yes and no.
Tell me about it.
I think if you practice anything, then with more practice, then you perfect your craft. So I think if I was to perfect my craft with painting people on the spot, then that's something that I can do.
Okay, and of course, we're going to show our audience in a little while on Facebook Live. We're going to show them some a self-portrait of you and your husband.
Mm-hmm.
So you do portraits.
Yes, I do. I specialize in portraits.
Okay, so Miss Johnson Black, please tell us what inspired you as an artist.
I like to do portraits because it's something that people normally don't do. They tend to shy away from. So I like to do something that people don't do. I like to do portraits with expressions and a lot of your favorite celebrities. That's what inspires me.
Okay. Now, the title of your exhibit is Our Story Did Not Start in the Middle, The Evolution of Black Hair. Tell us about that.
So every time someone tells our story, they always want to start it in the middle and start with slavery. But when you tell black people's story, it don't begin in the middle. It begins in Africa, us being in tribes, us being kings and queens, and then the bad part comes with the slavery and then the civil rights era, and then where we are right now.
And just to build up on that, please, Miss Alicia, since I'm a student of history, slavery really only came into this country shortly after Columbus in 1492, and that's about 500 years. Whereas if we are knowledgeable and we do a little study and we go back to the history of Africa, we know and can learn about civilizations that existed there for thousands of years, even before the pyramids were built.
Every time they tell our story, it's just that slavery part is only a fraction. Like, we was here thousands of years before that. So, like, where's that story? Why no one ever telling that story?
Well, that's a good point.
So, Ms. Johnson Black, you said you're a teacher in New Orleans,
Mm-hmm.
and so you teach your students how to draw portraits?
Yes, I'm a high school art teacher. I've been teaching since 2014. I teach them everything. I know a lot of kids can't draw, but a lot of kids are creative. So in my class, I teach them everything: how to paint, how to color, how to use cardboard materials. We use beads. We use a lot of pastel art, a lot of newspaper. I go on and on.
Do you incorporate the history lesson that you learned
Yes.
into your
My kids
curriculum?
right now is at the point right now, I guess that's all I'm talking about. So they're getting a big handful, earful. So they're like, okay, Miss Johnson, okay. Because I'm always talking about it. Always talking about it. So yes, they learning a lot in my class.
And I've learned from just knowing artists over my lifetime, Miss Alicia, the best artistic expression is about something you feel passionate about. And so you feel passionate about our story not starting in the middle.
Yes.
What inspired that?
When Miss Stella called me, reached out and asked me to do.
And let me say, we're talking about Miss Stella Hartfield Miller, who is very well known to our audience and to most people in Lake Charles, Louisiana. She was certainly instrumental in bringing and keeping the Black Heritage Festival to Lake Charles, and she's been doing that now for about 3 decades. She attempts to retire, but she's got so much to offer, we can't let her.
No, she can't retire.
And so now she runs the Black Heritage Gallery over at Historic City Hall, which is where your work is hanging. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I had to give a little shout out to Miss Stella Miller.
And I love Miss Stella. So when she reached out to me to do an art show, I kind of knew what I wanted to do. Because for Essence Fest, I kind of did a couple of my paintings with hair, and it did really, really well. So I was like, well, I'm going to tackle this. Originally, it was supposed to be the evolution of black hair, starting from tribes all the way down to now. Well, the more I did my research, the more I learned about the tribes, I was like blown away, and I was like, I can't not tell the tribes. I cannot tell like their story, because it's so interesting, and like a lot of the hairstyles that they have, we wear our hair the same way today. So it's like when people talk about cultural appropriation, or they got the hair from this person and that person, no, it really came from tribes in Africa.
Because, you know, in doing a little research, preparing for the show, and also going by the gallery to do your work, a lot of the work that we see, you know, that you've done is current hairstyles that are in use here in America.
Yes.
You know, such as, and I don't know what all the names. I know that they are cornrows. I know that they are dreadlocks. Just tell us the words. I don't know all of that.
So you have cornrows or braids. You have locks. Some people say dreadlocks. I don't like to say dreadlocks because it's kind of a bad word. So
Educate me on that, please.
So there's two stories. There's a bad side and there's a good side. I'm gonna tell the bad side. The bad side was people of color was wearing their hair in like the lock style. So other cultures, like the white people, seen their hairstyles and they said they're dreadful. So they took the two words and they call it dreadlocks.
Look, that's why we do the Delphin Law Info Show, Danielle, to educate not just the public but ourselves. I did not know that.
Yes,
And
so
how far does that go back about?
I don't want to say the wrong thing. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So I don't like to say dreadlock, and sometimes I may slip, but I'm trying to go from the word dreadlock to locks.
To just locks. Okay. Well, okay. Well, thank you for sharing. We don't ever want to be offensive to anyone.
No, because not a lot of people, they don't know. So I mean, it's not everyone's fault that they don't know. You know.
Okay. So tell us more about, the tribal culture that you explored and began to learn about.
So one of the tribes I learned about was a tribe in Chad. My painting is called The Art of Seduction. So they paint their faces, and their teeth are really, really pretty, really straight, and they pride their stuff on their teeth. And what they do is they have a ceremony where they find their wife, and sometimes their wife is married.
Uh-oh.
Yes. So they ask the husband, can he take the wife? And the husband could say either yes or no. And
That's dangerous.
yes. And when the husband says no, the wife then has to choose whether or not she wants to go. So if she wants to go, she can go. She can leave in the middle of the night. Or she can just,
She got more discretion than I thought.
Yes. And these people have long hair, and they pride themselves on their hair. And some people call them the Rapunzel tribe because their hair goes down to the ground.
Oh, okay.
So yes, and the saying when people say like on Coming to America, when you like you got the juices and berries in your head.
Right.
Well, that's actually kind of true because the people in Chad, they use everything of the land, like the soil, the barks, the trees, and they put it in their hair. And their hair grows long and beautiful.
Okay. Now that painting that you just referred to, is that one of the ones that are at the gallery?
Yes.
Okay, sure. And ladies and gentlemen, I have several images of some of the work that's pinning at the gallery, and we're going to hold this one up for our Facebook Live audience. Okay, so say again, what is going on in this picture?
This is the art of seduction.
Oh, that's why it got a big smile on his face.
So, like you in church and you're catching the Holy Ghost? So, like, they're literally jumping up and down, shaking, and their eyes are going back and forth, and their tongue sometimes sticks out, and they're just making a lot of noise. And if you make eye contact with them, then you like them. So,
and then your husband
They
better,
seduce you by that. Okay.
then your husband better look out.
yeah.
He has to account for the wrong that he's done, if he's done it, right? Okay, and so this particular painting is called The Seduction, and it is of which tribe?
The Wabi tribe.
Also called a Rapunzel tribe
Yes.
because it refers to Rapunzel, who had slept for 30 or 40 years and his hair grew to floor length.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, it goes all the way. She was in a cast.
Very nice. I like this one. Okay, I need to do a short station identification. Everyone, you're listening to the Delphin Law Info Show on KPPM 90.
This is another tribe, Himba boy. It's a little boy in a Ami Valley tribe. And basically, they're little boys and their locks are in plaits. And they use some type of, I want to say the wrong word, some type of stuff to make their hair hard. And they take their, no, something of the land. And then they take it and they braid it up and it looks like some little horns. And then when they get a certain age, then they take it out.
Okay. All right. So this is the little Himba boy. Okay. Now let me show you the favorite of the ladies at my office, and you can tell me what's going on in this one.
That's Adjust Your Crown.
Adjust Your Crown. Say more about that, please, Miss Alicia.
So I'm a teacher, and I used to teach middle school. So middle school, in my opinion, what I've learned is that they go through the most. A lot of my kids suffer with their hair, suffer with their skin complexion, suffer with who they was. So I always try to uplift them and always tell them that they was beautiful. My little black and brown girls, my chocolate girls, I always tell them, like, I just love your skin. Your skin is so pretty. Because a lot of them feel like they're ugly. Then when they're in the classroom or outside of the classroom, they may get in an argument and the people may say, oh, with your black self. And I don't like when they say that. So I painted this for all the little girls who struggle with their hair, struggle with their self-esteem, struggle with who they are as little black girls.
Is there also a religious overtone to this? I mean, for example, I think the Bible speaks of a lady wearing her crown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our crown in the Bible is really our crowns. Like the definition of crown is really our pride and joy.
Okay, so you don't need anything made out of silver or gold to have a crown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I want to give you an opportunity to tell us more about what you've learned, Alicia, and I want to go through some of these, but what would you like to talk about next?
Some of my paintings?
Okay, whatever you want to talk about. You're sharing with us and we're trying to share with the audience.
What I've learned that, y'all know right now in the media, they're trying to pass the Crown Act. It's in California mainly. It's, I know you heard the story of the little boy with the dreads, or with the locks. See, my slip up with the locks. And he couldn't graduate because of the locks in his head, and they wanted him to cut it off.
Oh yes, I saw that recently.
So like a lot of people don't understand why we wear our hair the way we wear our hair. We wear our hair the way we wear our hair because it's a protective style. The heat. Sometimes we always having braids in our hair, and it probably break our hair off. So like a lot of people don't understand. So when we go into these schools and these jobs, and they tell us that, oh, you can't wear your hair like that, you have to straighten out your hair, or you can't wear your locks like that, you have to cut your locks off. Like, you don't know why we wearing our hair the way we wearing our hair. So my show mainly was for that reason also. And for, like I keep saying, cultural appropriation.
What's the way they express themselves? I mean, we use different ways to express themselves. Some people express themselves through their hair.
They do.
Yeah.
A lot of people of other cultures, they have red hair, pink hair,
Right.
spiky hair. They have all different types of hair, and I feel like no one tells them that they can't wear their hair that way. But as soon as black people or people of color wear their hair a certain type of way, it's like you can't do it. Where if I have cornrows or braids to the scalp, and then the other culture have the same thing, then it's praised like, oh my God, that's so pretty. Oh, she invented that. Or you have the Kim K, braids, but no, that's not why I have my braids in my head. I have my braids in my head because I'm natural. Because it's easier for me to get up in the morning, go to work, or if I have kids, it's easier for me to tame my hair. A lot of pregnant women, before they go into labor, they always get braids. Always. So it's like, you telling me I can't do that? No.
All right. Well, thank you for bringing attention to this and empowering this. And of course, I think that Casey referred to out in California, I believe that they allowed that young man to graduate because there was a finding of discrimination, of racial discrimination. Okay. Speaking of different color hair, and let me pull up one of these other paintings that you have. This is in the Black Heritage Gallery over at Historic City Hall, hanging right now until March when, Alicia? How long?
Until March 26th.
So everyone, you have until March 26th to go and see this wonderful work. So tell me, what is going on in this picture with this gentleman with the red locks?
This is a tribe. They take clay and they put in their hair, And the hair is very pretty and red, and they have really small braids and everything, and then they dressed it up with jewelry.
Okay. All right. And some of the jewelry that this, well, maybe not this fella, but I do notice that there's a lot of shells from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell us about that?
Well, I don't know much about the shells.
Okay.
I wish I knew
Nick,
more
when
about
you
the
when you
shells.
when you come back, you're going to be able to tell us. So,
Mhm.
what is the name, the title of this work?
The title of this work is The Sabu Warrior.
Okay, so this gentleman right here is a warrior in this particular African tribe.
Yes.
Okay.
And I know that they are a last of a tribe, of their tribe. Like they are a dying tribe.
Because I imagine progress is slowly but surely coming to Africa, and their way of life is changing as well, huh?
I feel like when other people interfere into their lives, then it kind of mess up their tradition. And then on the other side, I feel like I guess they need a little change, but not too much change. I don't think they have to stop doing some of their traditions. I don't think people should interfere with who they are as a people, stuff that they've been doing thousands and thousands of years ago.
Well, we sure did a number on the American Indians.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And so, but you are helping to preserve and celebrate this culture, and
Yes.
so we want to thank you for that.
I want to ask you, so I'm looking at this, not that you wrote this article, but as I was glancing through it, it was written by Kristen Booker, and I'm not sure if you're even familiar, but it was just mentioning some, this good hair, bad hair, which a lot of people have, makes, I don't know who draws the conclusion on what's good and what's bad. But what are your feelings, or through your research, what did you notice about that? I mean, obviously it's associated with, I guess, finer hair is better hair, kinkier hair is bad. You know what I mean? Like, what?
So, I'm from Opelousas, and a lot of people there are, would you say, Creole or mixed race, and a lot of girls there or people there have what you call the good hair, and they like they have a look, right? So these tribes in Africa, they have good hair, but they don't have that look. They look like you. They look like me. They are dark skinned. They are like fair tones, and their hair are long and pretty. So sometimes when they say what is good hair, like everyone has the natural thing going on, and we're learning that we do have nice hair. We do have good hair. It's just learning our hair, learning our textures, learning how to better equip our hair and better do our own hair.
Right.
So now there's like no such thing as bad hair or good hair.
All right. So let's move to this next painting, Miss Alicia.
Mhm.
And I hate this for the folks that are in the car and not able to look at us on Facebook, but tell us what's going on in this particular work.
So in this piece, you have a little boy of the Himba tribe, and he has locks in his hair, and his mom is behind him, and she is taking out his locks.
Okay. Now, one of the things I noticed about this painting, you have a painting, but I don't know the appropriate term. I'm going to call it 3D, since you have the locks attached to the painting. Tell us about it. What do you call this type of work when you have a flat, two-dimensional painting?
3D mixed media artwork.
Okay. So tell us about this. How did you go about getting these locks? What did you do?
Okay. So everything I paint is in oil. I use oil for everything. If anyone is familiar with oil, it takes a long time to dry. So I kind of learned a little trick to make mine dry a little faster. I went to the hair store and I shopped around, and I had my images on my phone. I knew what I wanted. I knew what type of hairstyles I was looking for, and I just purchased a whole lot of hair.
And so when you did this 3D image, you wanted to have it project out in front of the fella's face. What was your thinking?
So,
I'm sorry.
for Essence Fest, I did a painting, well, two paintings with the hair coming out. I just wanted to stand out because on Jackson Square there's a lot of competition, and I do people fine art, and a lot of artists there, they don't do fine art. You know, they do stuff like commercial art, right? So it sells quick. So for me, I had to sit back and was like, what sells? What can get my customers, you know, to buy? But I like to be true to myself. I don't like to be fake. I don't like to paint something that's not me. So if I try to do something commercial, I feel like people gonna know. Because they're gonna see the commercial stuff and they're gonna see the real stuff and they'll be like, that look different. But so for Essence Fest, I decided to try something different, try something with hair, something unique. And the response was like overwhelming. So when I got the opportunity for this show, I was like, I'm gonna do the same thing. Like, I need my stuff to stick out because I feel like if I paint it, it's not gonna have the same effect as if I use real hair.
564-5470 is a number if you would like to call and provide a comment or a question to our special guest, Miss Alicia Johnson Black, whose exhibit, Our Story Did Not Start in the Middle, The Evolution of Black Hair, which is currently on display at the Black Heritage Gallery in Historic City Hall on Ryan Street. If you would like to speak to Miss Alicia Johnson Black about doing her work for you or just discuss her art, you can call her at 781-3529, 781-3529. Find her on Facebook at Alicia Johnson Black, or go to Instagram where you can locate her at LELEDAARTIST, which I'm sorry I don't know anything about Instagram, but all our Instagram folks in the audience will. Okay, so Miss Alicia Johnson Black, please tell me about this picture, and for our folks who are listening to us on the radio and not looking at us on Facebook Live, tell us what's going on in this picture.
So this is a tribe in Congo, and she is the queen. She's the head honcho. She's the head woman in charge. And in the picture is a fan braid. It's like a painting of a lady, and her hair is going in a fan direction, and it's a lot of braids. In her tribe, she is the first wife, and you wear your hair big and you make a statement to let all the other wives know that I'm the first, and
You gotta keep them in their place,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You got a
Basically.
pecking order in the tribe, even in Africa.
basically they is yeah, they vicious.
Wow.
And this is a fan braid, and
Mhm.
of course, this is to make sure that this person is visible to everyone.
Yes, she wants you to know that I'm the first wife, I'm the queen. The second, third wife, y'all just second, third wife.
And so, what you're educating me about, Alicia, is that these hairstyles are not just from the 1500s on forward. These hairstyles have been in existence in
Yes.
Africa since the dawn of civilization.
Yes, before the age of tribes. Like when the tribes was in Africa, that's how they set themselves apart. Their hairstyles, the kings, the queens, their hairstyles. So what tribe they was from. So who was the wife? Who was the king? Who was the queen? So when they came over here to America, and the white slave owners and the white folks seen what they was doing and seeing that that's how they was identifying themselves, they was like, no, we don't want you holding nothing from Africa. Your tribe, your culture, who you are, we don't want you to know who you are. So they made them cut their hair off. They made them shave their hair, change their identity. So they began to lose who they was, what tribe they was from.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Daniel.
You're good.
No, I was just going to say it's occurring to me that this would be a wonderful exhibit for parents and grandparents of youngsters to go and see that their hair can be a statement about themselves. It's also beautiful, and it has a long historic tradition.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That they can be proud of. I mean, like I said, they were taught to. I mean, they were forced to deny who they were, and now now it's almost like something you're ashamed of.
And so, Alicia, you say you've noticed in some of your students that they are uncomfortable with their hair and who they are.
Yes.
Can you say a little more about that?
Just being ashamed with their hair, ashamed with their skin complexion, or like when the little boys or the little girls may clown them and call them black, like everybody black, we all the same color, we just different shades, different hues. So just the other lighter skinned kids calling the darker skinned kids names, or being teased about their hair, or a lot of kids can't afford to get their hair done, or can't afford, to look their very best. And they're just being teased by that, and just looking on TV and on social media, and you see these standards of beauties, and then the little girls feel like, well, I'm not pretty because I don't look like these people. So it's just a lot.
So you're doing a lot, and what I want to applaud you on, Alicia, is you're realizing that sometimes folks can have self-esteem problems, and you are doing the best you can to fix that.
Yes, I have to, because if the kids are home and the parents not there, and they don't get that same thing from home, then me as the adult, me as the the person in the room, that's my job to uplift that student and to tell that student, girl, you're beautiful, nothing wrong with you, I love your skin complexion. I'm very honest with my students, and the bullying in my classroom, I don't tolerate it. Like, I don't care what type of person you are. Like, when you're in my classroom, we don't play none of that. We don't play that bullying.
Well, you deserve a big pat on the back for that, Alicia, and I want to encourage you to keep doing that. And you're doing this work not just in your classroom, you're bringing it here to Lake Charles, and so now we've got it being broadcast all over Facebook Live, and what you're doing is a wonderful thing, and I want to encourage that. Here's another painting I took an image of from the Black Heritage Gallery. Why don't you tell us what's going on in this particular picture?
In this picture, they have clay hair. So,
did you say clay hair?
Clay.
Clay.
So
okay.
It's probably locks, or it's probably braids, and they take braid clay, and they cover up their locks or their braids, and they take like the goat hair and they put it at the bottom of their braids.
Okay.
It's not on the picture, but
okay. All right.
it's implied.
Well, I like that one.
And you said goat hair?
At the bottom of their long braid. So they have the clay, and then at the bottom of the clay is the goat hair.
And I imagine that must have some particular meaning in that particular culture. Okay. Now here is a very interesting picture, painting. Tell me about this guy.
Okay, this one is from what I was talking about earlier. The tribe in Chad, the Rapunzel Chad tribe. This is the tribe with the long hair. And on this particular painting, you see also tribal marks in his face.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So, in addition to wearing their hair to identify themselves, they'll also mark their faces to distinguish who they are.
They mark their skin, their face, their skin, their bags, everything. Some of them is when they become a man, as their rite of passage, they mark their skin, or to identify their tribes, they mark their skin also.
Okay. All right, and let's keep on keeping on, showing some of these images to our Facebook Live audience.
I love this painting. This is one of my favorites.
Okay, and just in looking at it, I see a fella with a lot of locks. Oh, is this a woman?
Yes,
I'm sorry.
it's
With a lot of
female.
locks, and she's got something
Yes.
in her mouth.
So it's a female with lots of locks, and their hair also is red. Their skin is also red. They take red clay or dust like powder, and they put it all on their skin and all on their hair and stuff. And the stick in their mouth is a toothbrush.
Oh, okay.
That's how they brush their teeth. They take a twig off the tree, and the end have to be really hard, and that's how they brush their teeth.
Well, I guess if you don't have Crest or some fancy water pick, you gotta
Yep.
you gotta go with what the land provides.
Yep, basically.
And so people are still living like this in certain
Yeah.
parts of Africa nowadays.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now this one, this particular image shows a guy with beads in his locks, and he's got something in his mouth. What can you tell us about this?
So this is the painting that started it all.
All right.
So my research, and I wanted to start from the beginning. So this is a tribe in Ethiopia, and I just fell in love with them. Like, they have plates in their mouth. All the plates are made by them. They start at a very early age. There's two stories. One, that they may have the plates in their mouth to, when the slave owners or people came over to buy them, they wanted to make themselves look ugly or whatever. So they disfigured their face and made their face look like that. The other one that I believe is the bigger your plate is, the more attractive you are, and the more the guy has to give the dad, like the more cows. Yeah, he has to give the dad.
Gotta buy that woman, huh?
Yeah, cows. So my little plate is huge. You have to give me a lot of cows.
Oh.
So yeah, I really love this tribe, and like I said earlier, like people interfering with their traditions. I read, I'm not too sure, I have to do more research, that the government is trying to stop them from putting plates in their mouth, which I feel like we shouldn't touch it, because that's something that they've been doing for years, centuries.
Well, in the United States, we have what's called substantive due process that would allow them to do that, especially if they're an adult. I hope that they continue to do whatever they feel is right for their particular culture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, and let's move on to another one, Miss Alicia Johnson Black.
This
Tell
is
me
the
about
Bodie tribe.
And tell us what we're looking at in this picture. Please describe it for our non-viewing audience.
So this is a picture of a lady. She's really dark skinned with bright red colors, and her hair is really short, and I don't want to say like a fade, but like really, really short and curly. She is a prize because the men, they like they have a ceremony, and they drink lots of milk and blood to get fat, and the fatter you are, the more attractive you are.
Well, the more money you got, right. If you're skinny, you're not eating good.
So, yeah.
That makes sense. I can understand
But they
that.
only get fat for that time frame
Uh-oh.
To be attractive.
to be attractive, and then they lose the weight.
Oh, wow.
Mama says enough of all that milk and blood. Huh?
I mean,
Like, you just like me quick. Just
each his own. I mean, hey.
This is not a tradition you necessarily want to adopt. The
No.
blood and the milk.
Not that tradition.
What is the name of this picture?
Go big or go home.
Okay. All right, I understand the meaning now. When I was
Go
looking at it
big or go
yesterday,
home.
I didn't know what that meant, but
Yes.
it makes sense now. And of course, I want to say, we know that to be beautiful, sometimes we have to endure pain, right? Ladies have to endure pain.
Yes.
We know that with your shoes, with me trying to make this oversized dress fit just right. We understand that. But this next picture, it seems to me you've got a lady that is undergoing some pain.
Yes.
So tell us what's happening in this image.
So in this painting, you have a lady, she's getting her hair done, and she has some braids, but the braids are going in like an updo, but like in a tornado, kind of, sort of. Like, if you look at it like that, because the top is kind of hollow and it goes out. So the lady is stitching and braiding her hair, and I'm pretty sure like the process is painful.
You're pretty sure she's looking like she's ready to scream. But which tribe is this?
You know, I'm not sure. I don't want to tell you the wrong tribe. Oh, I do have it. Aingbatu tribe. Mangbatu tribe.
And what can you tell us about the Mangbatu tribe?
I know that they always have big, tall braids, big fan braids. You know the Solange album cover with "Don't Touch My Hair," and she had the fan braid, like the halo. That's from their tribe also.
And did you say Solange?
That's Beyonce's sister.
Oh.
So yes, Beyonce's sister Solange.
Oh, okay.
She had a album called "Don't Touch My Hair," and it was all about hair and black women empowerment. And some of her pictures was of hairstylists from tribes.
Danielle, I was just trying to picture you with one of these hairstyles. You just don't want to do the pain, right? You'd rather wear tight shoes.
I really want to come home.
You wear tight shoes and do your pain that way?
Yeah, I'd rather high heels any day. That's my idea of adornment. I don't even wear makeup, so.
Everyone, you're listening to the Delphin Law Info Show on KPPM 93.5 FM, Lake Charles, Louisiana, 564-5470. Now, this one is my favorite.
Yes, I think that's everyone's favorite on the side of the other.
Okay, so please tell me the name of this one and describe for our artists what's going on. I mean, for our audience, what's going on here.
Little Surrey Boy. It's the painting of a little boy. Half his face is painted. Well, all his face is painted in paint with spots on the first half and spots on the second half, but it's yellow spots on the first half and burgundy spots at the bottom. And they use flowers to adorn their faces. Like, if you look at the pictures, if you look them up, they're really, really beautiful people with leaves and flowers and really pretty stuff in their hair and in their face, and their face is always painted. I like them. They're just so pretty.
Now, which tribe did you say?
Surrey tribe, S-U-R-I.
Surrey tribe.
Yes,
Yeah,
in the Ami Valley.
I really like this one.
Yes, I really love that.
And let's see, we've got 3 more. So let's talk about this particular painting, Miss Alicia. Would you tell us, our audience, what we have going on in this one?
So, I don't want to say the wrong tribe, but this tribe are really bright, colorful people, and I wish I had the name of my son. They have an artist that's really famous, and this tribe, they do like, a lot of people like to call it abstract art type stuff, but it's like lines and dots and stuff of their tribe, where she's an older lady, probably like 80 something, 90 something years old. She's really famous. But the tribe itself, they have these big cloaks and big, look like fur around these arms, their legs, their body, and then some of them also have gold stuff on their necks.
Like the rings around?
Yeah. But I don't think they go as long as the other cultures.
Do you feel drawn to Africa?
Yes, I do.
Say more about that.
I want to go to Africa. I am planning a trip to go to Africa.
What do you hope to find when you do go?
Well, I want to go to the door of no return. I don't know. I just feel like I need to go. I have to go. I just feel like I have to go.
The motherland.
Yes, I just feel like something, a part of me, have to go. I feel like every black person needs to go to Africa once in their life, because everybody should be curious where they came from, who they are, and like, I don't know, if somebody took you from your place, like, you always want to go back. That's just me.
So you feel driven to go home, return to the motherland.
Well, I won't say like staying and just visiting.
Oh no, I wouldn't plan on letting you stay over there.
No, I want to stay. Yeah, I feel like I have to go. Like, I have to go. Like, we go everywhere. We go, like, other people, you go to Jamaica, you go to Mexico all the time, you go all these places, but you never go to Africa.
Right. Well, I sure hope you get there soon. Okay, and we've got two left, Miss Alicia. Tell us about this one and describe it for our audience, please.
Okay, this painting is the same from the same tribe with the fan braids and the fan hair, and for the audience who knows Solange for her album cover hair. So it's some braids. I used plastic to make my oval, my curve in a hair, and the tribe also used some type of plastic to make the curve of the fan. So you have a fan on the top and you have a fan at the bottom, and then you have like cloth or silk in your hair some type of way. I don't know how to do it. And then you have another part of cornrows or some braids that's going out your head. So there's a lot going on. It's a lot.
Are you gifted with the ability to braid?
No. But
I
can
surely
fake
am
it.
not.
But I can fake it.
All
I
right.
would like to learn because I have a little girl, and you know, it's time to learn how to comb hair. So that's on my list to learn.
All right. Okay. And our last image that I would like to show the audience seems to be a robust, powerful looking individual. So tell us about this.
I look at that painting and I'm just like, oof, that's a lot of beads. This is a tribe in Kenya. It's called the Pokot tribe. And this lady really has blue eyes. Like, her eyes is really, really blue. And they're very, very colorful. They have a lot of beads. They use beads as jewelry. If you look them up, you see like these big beaded things around their neck, on their arms and stuff. They're very colorful people. On this, I use like 5,000 beads, probably more.
That you actually, okay, so this isn't just painted in there. These are
No.
beads that you had
These
to
are
fashion.
beads that's
And
glued
what
on.
would you call this that's pending from ear to ear? Is this like these are the beads that you use? Huh?
So right here at the bottom is cloak. It's a cloak. It's like really, really colorful. So that's a lot of beads. And above it is earrings, like just gold earrings. And then above that, on her hair, is some more beads and the shells, the African shells that I need to learn more about. And then her hair is, I took a little piece of hair, like track hair, and I made a fan hair. You know, when we was in school, the girls are, you know, the hairstyle with the little fan. So I did that, and yeah.
I love it.
It took a lot of time.
And I think that everything that's on the exhibit is not for sale, right? This is
Everything is for
Oh,
sale.
everything, okay.
Some is not for sale anymore, but everything's for sale.
Everything has a price.
Everything
huh?
has a price.
Okay, you want to highlight these in the back?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the ones behind us. Let me just
Yeah.
grab them and bring them over here. Okay, and this is a painting. This does
Name and
not.
weigh-ins.
So yes,
Yeah.
the
In
famous
living color.
In Living Color, Men on Film. In the 90s, we used to hurry up and go home
Mhm.
to watch In Living Color on Sunday night. And Men on Film was one of my favorites. today I don't think you can play that on TV anymore with the climate of the world. But men on films, you have Damian Wayans and you have Mr.
You know, I have to tell you, I don't know anything about what you're talking about. Is this the
sorry.
one with, is this the, hey, I'm old, is this the one with Homie the Clown?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Oh, and when you, and
That's the
when you
guy who
say-
played Homie the Clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you say our culture won't allow that anymore.
No, well, not our culture. Like the world wouldn't allow this skit to play on air
depicting
now.
the gay men in this fashion.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then the way they clown and what they talked about, they'd be like, they'd be
People should
canceled.
understand comedy.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, and tell us about this one, please. Got the
So,
word Queen written across
Queen,
it.
and
What-
you have Black Girl Magic in her sunglasses, and it's just a black girl. She's popping. She has a little attitude. Just cute. Just popping.
and
like a-
comfortable in her skin.
And yes, yes,
Okay.
very confident in her skin.
All right.
Oh, that was his.
Yeah, that's the second part of Men on Film, with the other painting with Damian Wayne.
Oh, okay. And so, who is this fella here?
Mr. Grill,
Yeah, David
Yes.
Greer.
Mr. Grill.
Okay.
Boomerang
Sorry?
from Boomerang.
No, David Grill.
Okay.
Boomerang.
I guess I just missed
Wait,
that.
who?
I just missed that show.
Yes,
Hopefully
yes,
I was
yes.
watching the
Boomerang.
news or something.
He's on Boomerang also. Peoples. He was on Peoples.
Okay. And last but not least,
Yes,
Miss Alicia,
so-
tell me about this one. What we got going on here?
This is me and my husband. We got married in July. So we're
With
newlyweds.
2019. Okay.
Yes. So for my wedding, I painted us a picture last minute. It took me like a day.
Now you didn't make this poor fella drink milk and blood, did you?
No, oh no. No.
He wasn't down for that.
No.
Okay.
Good old fashioned way.
But this is an example that you have the
Yes.
ability to do portraits if you are so requested and people give you enough time.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you. So, Alicia, what would you like to leave us with? Tell us what you have learned through your journey as an artist that you would like to share with the ladies and gentlemen of our audience, knowing their parents and grandparents, and they've got a lot of young people depending on them for guidance and education and spiritual nourishment.
Well, I used to struggle with the subject matter that I painted. When I went to McNeese, I always felt as though like my stuff is too black, like people don't understand it, like maybe I should paint something else, like, you know, change what I paint. I always had my camera, my phone in my hand, and I would take pictures of family and friends, and I would paint that. So my teacher, Heather Kelly, if she's listening, my professor, took me on the side, and she showed me a bunch of artists like Carrie Marshall, Jacob Lawrence, and she was like, you don't have to change who you are, and you don't have to change the person, the people that you paint and the subject matter that you paint. Because there was like these jury art shows and like your critiques, like everybody would say, oh, your work is nice, but then when it comes down to jury art shows, I would notice that like why I don't get picked, or like why, you know, I'm not getting the same thing. So Miss Heather Kelly was like, I think you should still stick to what you know how to do. Mr. Jerry at McNeese, that was my drawing teacher also. He also looked up other artists and, you know, told me don't stop painting what you painting. And then my sisters also. So I just want to tell people to don't give up. Like, if there's not a lane for you, create the lane. So I guess for me, if you don't want me, I just create my lane, or I just be in your face or whatever, or if you don't get me, somebody else will. As an artist, I just always want to be true to myself. I never want to be a sellout, and I just feel like I have to tell our story, basically.
Yeah, and your message is very important. And I just think it's a beautiful message because we always got to be mindful of self-esteem. that
Yes.
we are teaching our young children, and you are empowering them. And so I really want to applaud you for doing that.
Thank you. And it's, y'all, I was bad in school. I was horrible. And
Don't get me to confessing now. You
Man.
continue with your confession. Go
God.
ahead.
I was horrible in school, and my parents came to school a lot. And to know that I'm a teacher is just mind baffling to my other teachers. But I always use my experience as that bad child with my students. So I know what I hope. I know what they want. I know what they're looking for. I know how to keep their attention. And I just use my experience and who I am to open up to kids, because they go through so much, like, put on top of what all of us in this room think that we have to go through. They go through a lot, like, and they go to school, show up, do their work, then they go home, then they deal with their problems, and then they come back to school and they feel like nothing happened.
All right. Well, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to artist Alicia Johnson Black, whose display is currently being offered for viewing at the historic City Hall in the Black Heritage Gallery on Rhine Street. And her exhibit is Our Story Did Not Start in the Middle, The Evolution of Black Hair. If you would like to speak to Miss Alicia Johnson Black, you can call her 337-781-3529, 781-3529. Find her on Instagram, LELEDAARTIST, or probably the easiest thing is to locate her simply by typing her name in the search bar of Facebook, Alicia Johnson Black. So, Danielle, what do you think?
Well, I want to tell Miss Alicia Johnson Black, that I want you to keep continuing to tell your story through your artwork and through your teaching, teaching your students. You have a beautiful story to share.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I really enjoy and respect you for empowering not just our young ladies,
Right.
but also our young men, because they need to be empowered
Oh,
as well.
man.
Yes. Okay. Well, everyone, thank you for tuning in to this edition of the Delphin Law Info Show. You can go on Facebook at the KPPM website and see a rebroadcast of this show, or if you're so inclined, this show will be rebroadcast on 93.5 FM on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. Continued success to you, and keep
Thank you.
working hard,
Thank
Miss
you.
Alicia Johnson Black. And thanks so much for driving over from New Orleans to be with us today.
Thank you.
I mean, I think there are going to be people in our audience who really are going to appreciate your message. And hopefully they'll bring their children to go and see your work in person at the Black Heritage Gallery at Historic City Hall on Rhine Street. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Keep on keeping on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we just getting back from the little art show.
I'm in the car with Ben,
Oh, you on the phone? Okay, I was like, oh.
and we live.
What up, Reem? Just got back
Wanna
from
do
the little
go
art thing, doing my cameraman thing for my sis.
Kareem.
Crazy, I really said art thing. She just did the radio show or whatever.
Yeah, man, we finally
Promoting
done.
her work. So y'all be looking out. Y'all be looking out for Lily the artist.
Yes, we're gonna take this on the road, and we're not gonna forget about the people. Ben.
Yeah, the people.
Who else?
Already.
Elect Charles. What's Elect Charles? Ben, you know what I want to do though?
What?
I want to do a YouTube, and I want to go live all the time.
Yeah, you can do that.
Let's go live all the time.
That was a turn right there. My house right there.
Let's go live all the time.
Yeah, we can do that.
And we can like just talk about gossip and shit. And oh, you a boy, so you probably don't want to talk about gossip. We can talk about like CNN and shit. And look, and when we go famous, we gonna play this video game.
All right, for sure.